Welcome to Beer, Bourbon, and Games. I'm your host, Chris, and today we have a very special interview today. It is not my normal subject, but something really cool. We are sitting here with Steel City Adventure Cats, so if you are allergic to cats, make sure you take some allergy medicine before you start. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment down below, and always make sure to check out the people that we're reviewing. We'll make sure to put all their links down below so that way you can go ahead and check out the stuff that they do. But we're sitting here with Courtney. Do you want to go ahead and just start by introducing yourself?
Yeah. Hi, I'm Courtney. I am the founder of Steel City Adventure Cats. We are a foster-based independent cat rescue, and that means that we foster cats out of our own home, and we provide them all of the medical care that they need. We get them spayed and neutered, vaccinated, before they find their forever homes. We are almost 2 years old. Our 2-year anniversary will be in September, and we have saved 174 cats so far.
Perfect. And you're based out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, correct?
Correct. Yep.
Okay, perfect. Now, you said you're roughly 2 years old, so which one of you or Cat Dad, decided to start the rescue? I'm assuming it was your idea?
Yes, you would be correct. So I decided that I wanted to foster some kittens. So ran it past my husband, and he said, sure, why not? So we brought in 3 little kittens, and after getting those kittens and fostering them, I think we realized what a huge need there was in the area for cats to be rescued. So, 3 turned into 10, turned into 20, until we now have had, 175 cats come through our home. So we never really intended to start a rescue. I think it just gradually grew into what it is today.
Well, you're doing great work. I know we have personally gotten some cats from you and know other people who have, so you're doing a good thing in the community, which is really, really good. In less than 2 years, you have almost 200 cats, so that is a really impressive number for just 2 people to do. I'm sure Cat Dad didn't think it was going to turn into what it is today, but it's basically turned into its own entity. So one of the big things, obviously, is when people see rescue, they think it's got to be a big organization, but you guys are doing this all by yourself. It's just you and your husband. Can you talk about some of the challenges that you go through on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah, so I do think a lot of people, see what we're doing and they think it's a large organization, but yeah, behind the screen it's just me and my husband. So I would say that one of the biggest challenges is just time. So we both work full-time jobs outside of this rescue, so all of the cleaning and the caring for the cats and the vet appointments, they're all happening before work, after work, or during our lunch break. All of the checking applications and, all of that I'm doing on the side of my full-time job. So we don't have a lot of free time, but it's honestly so worth it. So I would say that that's one of the biggest challenges that we face. Other than that, I would say that, getting hard medical cases is probably another challenge. So, getting a cat into our care who requires an expensive or lengthy treatment for whatever illness they might have, that's something that we have to fund out of our own pockets or raise the money for, since we are an independent rescue. So that's another hardship that we face.
Is there any point coming up where you think you might add an assistant or somebody to help you out?
That would be nice to do. I don't know what the logistics of that would be at this point. I guess, someday we could maybe use volunteers, but obviously we aren't funded enough to have any paid employees or anything at this point. So we keep it pretty managed with just the 2 of us. We're, kind of lucky that in that way that we we have it under control. My husband is the one who, he's great at socializing the really scared cats, so he can get them to come out of his shell pretty well. And doing this rescue out of our house makes it easier too, because we're always around these cats, so we don't have to travel to another building to spend time with the cats. They're here with us in our home, so that helps as well.
One of the things I wanted to mention, you said that you're basically funded sometimes by giveaways or sweepstakes. Right now you do have a raffle going on. Do you want to talk about some of the prizes and stuff that people can enter for?
Yeah, so we started a raffle page. It's called Safely Home Raffles on Instagram. And so we've been having continual raffles. There's one live right now that ends tomorrow, so that one might be over by the time this airs, but we hope to have more in the future. This particular set of raffles is funding some Middle Eastern cats that desperately need to come over here to the U.S. So that's what we're funding right now, but there's always going to be more things that need funded in the future, and more cats who have expensive treatments and things that need funded. So
the easiest way for them to find it is just through Instagram?
Yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Is there a link to it as well on your personal homepage?
Yeah, so you can look at the link in our bio at Steel City Adventure Cats. We'll have all of the information for ways that you can support and donate to our different causes.
Hopefully a lot of people find those. I know we were looking at some of the prizes. There's some really good stuff in there.
Yeah.
Toys, subscription boxes, headphones, so it's not just all cat related,
mm-hmm.
but mostly cat related, because why not? It ties kind of in. You mentioned that you are starting the project with the Middle East. I believe you already did one, maybe 2 times people have come over now. Can you talk a little bit about that project and how it got started?
Yeah. So a rescuer in the Middle East reached out to us on Instagram, and she said that she had been following us, and she really liked the work that we did, and she told me a bit about the hardships that cats in the Middle East face, and the abuse that they go through on a day-to-day basis. Unfortunately, in the Middle East, there aren't many forever homes for cats. So, it's not like here in the U.S. where, a lot of homes have a pet cat. Over there, they're kind of seen as vermin. So, they're tortured, they're killed, they're shot, they're abused. It's really unfortunate. So, rescuers there might have up to 60 cats in their house at a time, and there's nowhere for them to go from there. So, these rescuers kind of just get stuck with these cats. And then, there's more that need to come in, so it's just kind of an endless cycle there. So this rescuer reached out to me and said, would you ever consider taking some cats from the Middle East if we could, coordinate travel? And so, we talked about it for several months. This was right in the middle of COVID, so that kind of threw a wrench into things. But after several months of planning, we were able to get 10 cats over here, and we plan to do it again this fall. So
perfect. And is that going to be another 10?
It'll be another 10. Hopefully we're working to raise the money through the raffles that I had mentioned, and right now we have 4, almost 5 cats funded. So we're almost halfway there, and we still have several months to keep raising money.
So if anyone is watching this here, a couple of ways. Obviously, we have the raffle. You can just donate to them as well if you want to. They have a link on their page, GoFundMe type stuff. Desperately needed, obviously. They're always covering medical costs and stuff like that. Another thing that people will do is sponsor the actual adoptions. There are several cats here that before they're even gone, someone has kindly just covered that entire adoption cost. So you're always welcome to do stuff like that as well. Always remember to check out their Instagram so you can kind of see that stuff that's going on. One of the things that you talked about, medical-wise, things can come up, and a big story is, for anyone that was following, is Marzoni and Willie. Mm-hmm. They unfortunately had FIP, which is typically a death sentence for most cats, but Luckily, I was just petting them. They're a year old. They're doing really, really well. Do you want to talk a little bit about that disease and things that are going on?
Yeah, so FIP, like you mentioned, it used to be a death sentence. There was no treatment for it. And even to this day, the treatment is just considered experimental. So it's not really out there a lot quite yet. And it's something that we knew about just from seeing other cats fight this disease on Instagram. So we had our first diagnosis in October of 2020, which was little Marzoni. He was very sick. It wasn't clear at first what was wrong. And you know, after some testing and things, a lot of fluid was found in his abdomen that, you know, turned out to be FIP. So we started the FIP treatment, which is 84 days of either injections or pills. We went with the injections. So, you know, we started his treatment, and unfortunately with FIP, although it's not contagious, oftentimes siblings will end up getting the disease as well. So in November of 2020, Marzoni's brother Willie was diagnosed, so we started his treatment as well. And then in December of 2020, another one of our fosters, completely unrelated to these boys, was diagnosed with FIP. All three boys had the wet version of FIP. There's wet and dry. Wet is the most dangerous and can kill them more quickly without treatment. So yeah, at one point last year we were giving injections to 3 different cats a day to try and beat this disease. But I'm happy to say that 2 out of 3 of those boys are now cured of FIP, which is incredible. And Marzoni is doing well, and he's fighting it the best he can, and we're hoping that eventually he can be cured too.
Hopefully more and more studies come out and it becomes more readily available and something that they can beat, and we don't have to worry about it anymore, and hopefully it's not as deadly as it once was.
Yeah.
So fingers crossed that that happens, and thankfully you put the money up to help them. I know there's plenty of donations and a lot of people rooting for them, and they are amazing cats. You would have never known that they ever fought anything. So thank you for doing that for them. You saved two little brothers. Now, besides the ones that you foster, you do have a couple of resident cats. If you want to talk a little bit about them, I believe you have one just chilling next to you.
Yeah, so we have 4 cats of our own. This one is Pippin, and we have Lily, Winnie, and Milo. Milo we call the foster coordinator. He's the one who kind of welcomes new fosters in and you know, makes them feel comfortable and at home. So our own cats have been great with our fosters, and you know, very welcoming to new cats in our house. So we've been lucky for that.
They're all very well behaved. I've got one sitting next to me off screen. This is Camille, just kind of giving me the death stare, doing a good job of making sure I stay in line. The next question, oh, we got another one coming in camera, might be here. The next question I have for you, just a really simple one. When did you decide you wanted to become a crazy cat lady?
I moved to Pittsburgh in 2016, and I moved out here by myself. I had a studio apartment, and I didn't really know anybody in the city. So my apartment allowed cats, and so I went down to the local humane society and I adopted Milo, just as a little companion to have, keep me company. I didn't grow up with cats, so you know, this was pretty new to me then. And you know, after I adopted him, I decided he needed a friend, and so I adopted Lily. And so after that, I was like, you know, that's it, 2 cats are enough. But then I met Pippin, and so yeah, you can see why I adopted him. He's a good boy. I met Ryan, and we started fostering, and we adopted one of our first fosters, Winnie. So that makes up our 4, and that's also our max. So, you know, we'll keep fostering, but no plans for any more adoptions for us. We have to save room for the fosters, so.
I remember you telling me before that your apartment was nothing but cat trees. So you didn't probably even have furniture. It was just all cat trees and cats.
Yeah.
You were the epitome of crazy cat lady. And now look how far you've come.
Yeah.
It's
taking cat lady to a new level.
Yes. You're only coming up on 2 years, but what is your vision for the future of Steel City Adventure Cats?
That is a great question. I would like eventually to become a nonprofit, a 501c3, so we do not have that yet. It's, kind of a lengthy process, so that's something that we're looking into at this point, just to help, get more funding and grants and things to continue our work. But other than that, I think that we will probably just keep doing what we're doing. There's no plans to really move things out of our home at this point. What we're doing is working, and we're able to save a lot of cats. So I think other than maybe obtaining that nonprofit, we'll probably just keep doing what we're doing.
Since you have gone through almost 200 cats, I'm sure you've had plenty of good and bad memories, but let's not focus on the bad. What are some of your fondest memories from the cats that you've had?
I think just, seeing cats come in that are absolutely terrified, who've, been through something horrible, maybe their family that they've known their entire lives gave them away, and they're just very confused and afraid. I think watching them open up and being able to help them find a family that's going to promise them forever, that's just an incredible feeling. There's nothing like it. And I think also just, helping some of these really sick cats through illnesses and, getting them cured and getting them to move on to their homes where they're going to live long lives that they may not have seen before. That's just incredible. There's nothing like it. So, I can't think of any specific memories, but just those things in general just bring us joy every day and, remind us why we're doing this and motivate us to keep going.
I know personally, even we've had a few cats that have needed some rehabilitation in some way or another. They might be scared, they may have gone through a lot, and that's something that some people don't understand. Unfortunately, not every cat has been through a perfect situation, so seeing how far some of the cats have come that were even just from your rescue or others that you're friends with here is really good work that you guys are doing. So it is a great thing. I'm going to keep stressing it. Follow them on Instagram because you get to see constant cat stories and uplifting stories. So with all the negativity in the world, cats are a good way to bring positivity. So definitely follow them on Instagram. If someone came to you and said that they wanted to start a foster, a cat rescue, what advice would you give them?
I think if somebody approached me and they were, maybe new to fostering, I would suggest fostering through an established organization first, rather than jumping right into a rescue. That's what I did. I fostered for, some really great organizations in Pittsburgh, and, that's what got me started here. And, we just grew really attached to the fosters that came through our home, and because of that, we wanted to be the ones to make the decisions about their medical care. But, if you are fostering through an organization, everything will be covered for you. So, if they need to go to the vet or, any food or toys or anything that they need would be covered. But starting your own rescue, you would be responsible for all of those costs. So, I would say to start off, fostering for someone else and just make sure that it's something you want to do. And then if you feel that you can raise the money and you have the funding to make a rescue happen, then go for it. It's fairly easy to do. It's just, a lot of time and energy, but if you have the passion for it, then you can definitely make it happen.
It's something that you can't half-heartedly do. It is going to take a lot of sacrifice, a lot of time. I'd probably recommend having someone there to support you as well, because there are times you're going to have to give medicine. You might need help holding someone while you're giving a barn cat a bath that has fleas, or something that you're trying to rescue. So someone else helping you is always a good thing. Okay, so we've gotten Cat Dad to join us here for at least a question. He is the backbone, the silent partner. I want to ask him personally, how does it feel as someone that wasn't a cat lover beforehand? How do you feel now living in a house full of cats?
I love them. I mean, yeah, growing up I've always been more of a dog person, and then when I met Courtney, was introduced to our first three, and then I don't know, I've grown used to their temperament, and they're relaxing to be around. I think dogs can tend to be higher energy, whereas a cat is just kind of chill. So I've grown used to it. I love them, and it's hard to imagine getting a dog now, admittedly.
There's no backing out of it at this point. You're kind of stuck.
Yeah.
There was recently a Steel City wedding, so you're locked into this lifestyle. I've got someone climbing behind me right now. Who do I have?
Camille.
Hey, Camille. Camille has entered the chat. How are you doing? Ryan, as she said, is the socializer. It's probably his calm demeanor and the fun names that he gives. They're random, but they're good overall, and the cats seem to react well to both of you, so I can definitely tell from how you guys are that you've both embraced the cat life fully. Is there anything that you would like to say to anyone watching as a cat dad?
Go follow Steel City Adventure Cat.
Well, I want to thank you for sitting down here with me today. Is there anything else that you would like to tell or say to the people that are watching at home?
I would say adopt, don't shop. So there's tons and tons of cats that need adopted, that are waiting in shelters, that are unfortunately being euthanized every day because there aren't homes for them and there's not space. So, there's really no reason to, have another cat bred into this world. There's plenty here that need us already. So choose adoption.
Rescue is the best breed. We definitely live by that motto. We have plenty. We've gotten a few from Steel City Adventure Cats, which is how we kind of came to be friends with them, and now we're best friends, and we're sitting here and we're surrounded by cats. So I want to thank everyone that is watching from home. As I've said a few times, make sure to follow them on Instagram. Make sure to check out their pages. You can donate, you can sponsor cats, you can buy merch. They have shirts, they have a lot of different things and a lot of different ways to help support them. Remember, it is just two people doing this out of their house, so every little bit helps, and we're on the path to 200 cats right now. That's only the tip of the iceberg, so things are going to keep going. So I want to thank you for sitting down here with me today.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate your time and hosting us, so thank you. It means a lot.